So welcome everyone. Today we'll be solving one more problem on isometric projection. So just give me 2 minutes. I'll just share my screen of Solid Edge. Hope it is visible for you all. So it is an problem on again combination of solids. So you have an hexagon here, right? So you have isometric projection of an hexagon prism. So you know that hexagon prism will be having the top hexagonal surface and bottom hexagonal surface. So on the top surface of the hexagonal prism, a cone has been placed. So the diameter of the circular cone is told to be as 40 mm, and the altitude or the height of the given cone is of around 50 mm. And similarly, the prism, it is told that it is an hexagonal prism of side 40 mm. So each side of the hexagon is 40 mm, right? And the vertical height of it is given as 60 mm. So if you zoom the thing, you can understand the dimension exactly. The vertical height of the hexagonal prism is 60 mm and the vertical height of the cone is equal to 50 mm. So in the problem, they just give the front view and the top view. So looking to this, you should be able to figure out how the isometric projection of the given problem looks like. So by reading the problem, you can understand you have a square prism and on the surface of the square prism, you have a circular cone. So side of the square prism, side of the hexagonal prism is 40 mm. So you know how to construct an hexagon. So vertical height of that prism is 60. So by looking into the front view, you will come to know the height of the given prism. Looking into the top view, you will come to know how the base of the given hexagonal prism looks like. And similarly, looking into the front view of the cone, you will come to know the vertical height of the circular cone. And looking into the top view, you will come to know the diameter of the circular base. So using these dimensions, we should solve and complete the problem. So the given hexagonal prism should be covered within a square. So you will enclose this within a square and then you measure exactly what is the distance. So based on it, you will construct an square. So within the square, you have to complete the sides of an hexagonal surface, right? So here it is shown, it is 40 and 20. They have given the measurement of the outer box also. If this is 40 and 20, this also will be obviously 20. So it is 40 plus 20 is 60, 60 plus 80 is 60 plus 20 is 80. So overall it is 80, right? So here, how much this distance will be? That you have to measure it. Okay, so here you can come to know this exact distance is 40 mm. So from here to here it is 40. So after 40, what is this distance you have to calculate? So that distance you will get from the top view here. So if you take the projection here, since it is of 40 mm, from here to here it will be 20. And from here to here it will be 20. So total this distance is 40. So from here to here it will be 10 more and from here to here it will be 10 more. So it is 40 plus 10, 50 plus 10, 60. So overall it is 60 only everywhere. Okay. So now first you will draw an reference line if needed for your understanding. It's not needed actually, but still for the reference. So if from any intersection point, you will take the line towards your right and line towards your left. So this distance was exactly equal to 80 mm. So you have to fix which corner you are fixing. So either towards your right or left. Okay, so this distance is 80 mm. We measured here 80, right? So 40 plus 20 plus 20 is 80. So this side, if you are taking 80, first you should calculate the value. So it is 80 into 0.8164. So how much we get? It is 65.312 mm. So divide that by 0.8164. So you will get the count. So you have to measure exactly 8 units. So from here I'll measure 8 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then come back. So coming back, this entire distance is 60. We got 40. This is 40, right? 40. And this distance will be 20. 40 plus 20. Sorry, this is 20 plus 20, 40. 50, 60, 70, 80. So measure 8 units again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. After measuring 8 units, come back, count 8 units. I just missed it. I've counted 7 units. From here, one more. It's overlapping. Okay. So go for line. So from the end point, you select 8 units exactly and then come back. We constructed the bottom square within which this hexagon is placed. So now you are fixing one corner here and the opposite corner over here. It depends upon which plane you take, right? So if you keep this side towards your left and this side you will keep towards your right. So if this side is kept towards your left, so in this line only one corner we have. So you can name this as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the square box you can name it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if this side we consider as the side of 1 and 2, so in this side only one corner is there, which is exactly at the midline. So this is one midline, right? And here you have two corners. And this corner is exactly equal to 20 mm. So from here it is 2 units what you have to leave. So I will select the line here. This side I have only one midpoint. I will select this. And here if you leave 2 units and again leave 2 units there, come to the midpoint, 2 units and join. Okay. Similarly, if you name this as while writing, you write here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 you are taking towards your left. Okay. So if you want, I can show you. Write it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if you name this as 1 and 2, between 1 and 2 you have only one corner of the hexagonal prism, that is at the center. Okay, so if you come between 2 to 3, you have 2 points. And it is told from here till here it is 20 mm. So if you convert that into 0.8164 isometric scale, you will get 2 units as a count. So I have left 2 units here and I have joined. Right? If it is not joined properly, zoom and check. So here you can see I haven't joined properly. So I will use line and join exactly. Okay, so this will be done. So after that, since it is a prism, you will be having a surface of the prism at the top also. So you have to construct. For that you need the axis. So axis of the prism is equal to how much? 60 mm. You need the midpoint for that to identify the center line. So I will join this line and the other midline, right? So we will get the center line. So from the center, now I have to take 60 units of isometric scale. So calculate first 60 into 0.8164. How much we get? 48.984 mm. So that you divided by 0.8164. You get what is the count unit? 6 units you have to count. So go for scale, select center line pattern and count 6 units. So this is the center. From here count 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we got the center. So from this center, again now we need to construct the top surface of the hexagonal prism. So same thing, right? So this is the center. So from center, if you need to construct the same surface, see the count how much you need to leave. 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So use normal construction line. Let it be normal line. So from this is the center, right? So from center you need to leave 4 counts. Similarly, from this center you have 4 counts. Same thing you are showing at the top also. From the center, 4 counts towards your left and 4 counts towards your right. And similarly, from the center, 4 counts towards your right, 4 counts towards your left. So this part you are done. So now we need to construct a square passing through these midlines. So use line here. I'll come back. I'll join all the midlines. If it is not joined properly, zoom it. If any extra line, you kindly zoom it. Okay, I just shown you for your reference. So please zoom the area. This line also is drawn little bit extra. From the endpoint, exactly count 4 units. And then this was not drawn. Okay, go for line. From this midpoint, from this end, you have to count 4 units and complete the So now we have constructed only the square surface. So now if you take the projection above, right, you have to construct the same hexagon as we done over here. So use line from this midpoint to 2 units. From here, same thing as you constructed in the bottom. Again come back until here and join. Okay, so this is the bottom surface. So now you can use line and show the projections from the top to the bottom. So if it is not coming straight, use the scale and pencil properly. From the end point, you draw. Mega, Come soon. बैटरी डाउन हो रहा है, जल्दी आ. So please join properly. Just 2 seconds. I'm sorry for the disturbance. So from here, you take there was battery down. Take the projections. Okay, so you will take the projections above. Okay, so you will take the projection. So you will just remove the excess line if needed. So after projecting everything, you can delete this line which is not needed. Okay, so again this line will not be visible, so you can remove this. So this part of the side will not be visible, you can remove this. This will not be visible, so you can remove this part. So the outer part you will darken it. So each line you can select, make this as visible. Select all the line which is visible and make the thickness as 1 mm. Increase the thickness to 1 mm exactly. Okay, so bottom also which is visible, you please increase the thickness of it. For your reference, I'm just showing you the thickness as 1 mm. So use a dark pencil and just show the thickness as 1 mm. Because here with this 1 mm thickness, you can understand more clearly. I'm providing the 1 mm thickness. You can give the thickness in the pencil until you have a clarity for visibility for visible lines. Okay, so these parts are visible. So this also darken it. So now the hexagon surface is being drawn. So you now know that you have an circular cone on the hexagonal prism. So now we have constructed the hexagonal prism. At the center we have the circular cone. So the base of the cone is given in the question as 40 mm, means the radius will be 20, means we need to draw a square of 40 mm. Within that we need to house the circle of the cone and then take the vertical axis and join to the vertex. So now we are supposed to draw a square of 40 mm. So for that you need to count from the center and identify the sides. 40 mm means you will convert that into the true length first. So it is 40 into 0.8164. So how much you get? It is 32.65 mm. So you will divide that by 0.8164. So it gives exactly 4 counts, right? So you have to measure 4 units. So I will use line command, you will use scale and pencil. So from the center you should leave 2 units here and 2 units here. This is done already, and again 2 units here and 2 units here. So if you take 2 units towards your right, from there you start constructing the square. So every side you should count 2 units. So you will get an 40 mm square. So from here to here 2 units, from here to here 2 units, from here to here 2 units, from here to here 2 units. Then the same thing you will join it. Always any line you draw should be parallel to the 30-degree line what you take at the bottom surface towards your right and towards your left. Similarly, now we constructed an square. So within this, now we have to construct the circle of the given cone. So we have collected the midpoint already. So if you have any doubt, you can just zoom it and then start constructing. Okay. So now from the corner, you will just join to the midpoint. Similarly, you will from the corner, you will just join to the midpoint. After that, you will take arc by center point. So this is the end point. From end point to here, the radius, you will just draw an arc. Similarly, from the corner, so this is the corner, you will join to the midpoint, and again from the corner you will join to the midpoint. So you will just zoom and see whether you have joined properly. If it is not joined properly, you can delete and rejoin it. So select the line from the corner to midpoint, and again from the corner to the midpoint. Then you measure arc by center point. So from arc by center point, take this distance as a radius and just cut an arc. Mine is going extra somewhere, it is not exactly to the dimensions. So while drawing, you be careful. I'm just reconstructing it. Okay, so this line, zoom little bit and you can delete the extra line. So this is the line what we have to delete. Okay. Since I didn't zoom it, it didn't connect exactly. So now I have Please be careful. Always it should end properly with respect to the dimensions. We can use line. Yeah, exactly. You zoom and measure 40 units. After that, you start joining the corner. So from this corner to the midpoint, and again from this corner midpoint. Then go for arc by center point. From this end, you measure this distance, cut an arc. Similarly, go for line. From this corner, you just select the midpoint. Similarly, go for line from this corner, you just select for the midpoint. If it is not selected, kindly select properly. In while drawing, there will be no problem. In solid edge, always we need to zoom properly and connect, or else you cannot get the assurance of connectivity. So again, go for arc by center point. You will use compass, keep one end of the compass and cut an arc. If it is showing reverse, then go for reverse direction. Keep one end of the compass, other end as in radius and cut an arc. So now you have the intersection here. The two lines are intersecting at this point. So you go for arc. Use one end of the compass here. Keep one end of the compass and other end as a radius and just cut an arc. Similarly, go for arc by center point. One end of the compass here, the other end as in radius and cut an arc. So you got the base surface of the cone. So once you get the base surface of the cone, you need to identify the vertex. So from the center to the vertical height, it is 50. That is the true length. So now you should consider the vertical height from the center. So 50 is the true length. Calculate the isometric measurement. So it is 50 into 0.8164. So how much you get? It is equal to 40.82 mm. So now to get the count on the grid sheet, you will divide 40.82 by 0.8164. So you will get as 5 units, right? So now from the center, go for line, select the center line pattern, count 5 units. So this is the center, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I just drawn it in an inclined line way. Select the line properly, select the center line, let the thickness be very small, less, 0.05 mm. Okay, zoom the area if needed, then select at the end point and extend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You needed still more space. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is the vertical height. After the vertical height, now from the vertex, we need to join back to the base surface. So I'll use line command. I will change that to the visible line, and the visible line thickness, I'm changing it into 1 mm. So from the vertex, I'm just drawing here, so where it looks like a tangent. So this is over. And similarly, from the vertex, so you will join until you get the tangent symbol, tangent to the circumference. So this is over. And now this part of the cone base will be visible. So I will select this line, make this visible of thickness 1 mm, and again this of thickness 1 mm. I am increasing the thickness of the base circle which is visible in the cone. So this part is not visible, so no need of highlighting that. The construction line, you can retain it instead of deleting. Okay, so this is how you have to construct the problem when they have given an hexagonal prism on which the cone is been resting. So you have to convert the dimension of each given in the problem into isometric scale and solve. So this is again a problem on combination of solids. Thank you.